What's up everyone, welcome to today's video. And I've been looking through the last few videos, a lot of skate park videos on the Mini XRT. So I kind of wondered, well, how long has the Mini XRT been here? And so the very first video posted, here it was, the big XRT running it over on May 11th. So it's been a little over 2 months now since the Mini XRT came home. And same video on May 11th, that night, I posted the one that says, how durable is the Mini XRT? Because I completely just front end landed the thing. I mean, it's so hard, it flipped over 3 additional times. So this has been through quite a bit. And so this particular video is gonna be titled, what does skate park bashing do to the Mini XRT? And so that's exactly what I'm gonna do, is break this thing down, look at it, and show you all exactly the repairs it's going to take to get this thing back up to at least how it looked out of the box. So glad you're here. Don't forget to throw a like, subscribe if you would like, or subscribe if you're interested in keeping up with the design and builds of these things. So glad to have you along. Let's get going. The thing is obviously noticeable is how bad the body damage has been to this thing. And so I'm going to flip it over real quick and also point out that on the underside here, because of how it has cracked around where this goes like that, as well as right there. So the body, it doesn't quite clip the way you want it to as soon as you put it on. It still clips, very broken, but this is the very first thing. To point out is going to be the shocks here. If you notice, this one is actually currently unscrewed, and I'm missing on the bottom side of this, there's a shock retainer that goes right there. It is not here, and I've already replaced this one once. I've replaced the back one once before, so the shocks are definitely gonna take a hit. These stock shocks are not designed for the bouncing and the slaps that the chassis gives. The next thing, my ESC has came apart. It's broke. Right now it looks like it's all together because I super glued it. So it is all in one piece right now. Oh look, yeah, you can kind of see. So as I was trying to straighten this out, I actually see how it got bent. If you look there, there's a little indentation there and there, and if you look right above that, that is where that wing mount, and if you push this hard enough and high enough, it actually hits that, which is exactly how that goes. Red here, got some new shocks, new roof skid plate, and a new wing for design, right? The wing won't help anything other than the fact that the other one was horribly bent. So we're gonna try him out real quick. Let's see how these new shocks handle. That's the best thing. The shocks should handle the jumps way better. The body at some point. Oh, I like how that bounced when it lands. Let's watch the shocks again. Yep, see that little boop. There we go. Oh yeah, double backflip. They like hit parts in different spots. Like this is a brand new wing. I have no idea how in the world that could have hit right there, but it did. To conclude this video, right, I've went out, I've shown the difference in how it lands, because I've made plenty of videos on landing this thing. And so I want to point out some of the big differences in the GTR shocks is, for instance, right here, this bottom piece is screwed. I was losing these multiple times on the stock shocks So this is definitely something to point out on these GTRs. Good, they act well, and they're much better made, much better made than your stock shocks are going to be. You know, I got to tell you, you know, skate park bashing, it always gets to these things. Like if you look, that servo has an indentation, a couple of them, and my guess would be I landed really super hard on this thing. In conclusion, when you skate park bash any RC car, it doesn't matter if it's the Mini XRT, an X-Max Ultimate, an Arma, no matter what choice you decide, if you do decide to take these things to a skate park, is just be obviously prepared for repairs. But sometimes you're gonna have repairs that aren't always the ones that are visible. Like for instance, I mentioned I've got a problem back here in my rear differential somewhere. It catches every now and then. The final point to make about any skate park bashing you do is don't do it unless you're prepared to repair it. Too many times I've seen, and even for myself, when an RC car breaks, you feel less motivated to repair it right away if the parts aren't really easy to get to. Very oftentimes the parts, like for a lot of the bigger RCs, for instance at my local hobby shop, they sell through, and I will go to the other two hobby shops and not find them. I'll end up having to travel or order it online, for instance. The Mini XRT is a brand new platform, y'all. The parts that I have been able to find for it are all from Traxxas, honestly. You can mix and match some of the Mini Max parts into the Mini XRT, which is a great combination that Traxxas provided for us. However, don't be unaware that if it breaks, you might be out a couple of months. For instance, the red GTR shocks I put on here, I didn't just now want to put them on there. I wanted to put them on there much sooner than this, and the estimated delivery date was going to be the middle of August. You know, obviously here we are closer to the end of July, but I wasn't in need of them. However, it was just a fact, right, that if something happens, we may be waiting. So, thank y'all for watching. The picture right here will be subscribe. This right here will be the next best video for the viewer. I hope y'all all had a great weekend. Thank y'all for watching, and catch y'all in the next